Before the thought even finishes forming, someone else has already entered your mind. A word they said, a look they gave, a silence that felt louder than sound. And suddenly, your peace is gone. Not because something terrible happened, but because something inside you reacted. Most people believe overthinking comes from being alone with the mind. The Stoics understood something far more uncomfortable. Overthinking often begins with other people. Not because people control your mind, but because they trigger a reaction you were never taught to observe. Someone interrupts you. Someone ignores you. Someone questions your value with a single sentence. And before reason has time to arrive, the mind tightens. You replay the moment. You rewrite the conversation. You imagine what you should have said. You imagine what they meant. You imagine what this says about you. And now you're trapped. Not in reality, but in response. The Stoics never blamed people for this. They blamed the moment you surrendered control. Epictetus warned that we are disturbed not by what others do, but by the judgments we attach to their actions. A comment is neutral. A silence is neutral. The suffering begins when you react without awareness. That reaction feels automatic, but it isn't. It is learned from years of seeking approval, from years of fearing rejection, from years of tying your peace to how others treat you. When someone triggers you, what they are really touching is an old attachment. The attachment to being understood, the attachment to being respected, the attachment to being liked. And when that attachment is threatened, the mind rushes to protect it. It analyzes, it defends, it attacks, it obsesses. This is where overthinking truly begins, not in the mind, but in emotional dependence. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you always have the power to revoke judgment. But most people never exercise that power. Instead, they give strangers, coworkers, partners, and even memories the authority to decide how their mind should feel. One careless sentence from someone else can steal hours of your peace. Not because they are powerful, but because your reaction handed them control. The Stoic path is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It is about becoming unmovable. When someone triggers you, the Stoic does not rush inward to argue. They pause. That pause is everything. In that pause, you see the separation between what happened and what you are about to do with it. Someone spoke. Someone acted. Someone failed to meet your expectation. And that is where their power ends. What follows is yours alone. The Stoic trains himself to notice the first internal movement, the tightening in the chest, the urge to respond, the desire to explain or defend. Instead of feeding it, he observes it. And in that observation, something remarkable happens. The reaction weakens. Most people believe emotional control means suppressing feeling. Stoicism teaches the opposite. It means seeing feeling clearly before it takes control. Overthinking is what happens when reaction goes unnoticed. It grows in darkness. But when you bring awareness to it, it loses strength. Think of how many times people have triggered you, and how rarely they even knew it. They moved on with their day. You carried the weight. This is why Stoics guard their inner world so fiercely. They refuse to let unexamined reactions turn into mental prisons. They understand that peace is not something others give you. It is something you protect. When someone provokes you, the Stoic asks a quiet question. The answer is always the same. Their words are not. Their behavior is not. Their opinions are not. But your reaction is. And when you reclaim that reaction, overthinking has nothing to feed on. No replay, no imagined conversations, no silent arguments in the mind. Just clarity. This does not happen instantly. It is trained. Each time you pause instead of react, you weaken the habit of overthinking. Each time you choose silence over mental noise, you strengthen discipline. Slowly, the mind learns a new rule. Not every trigger deserves engagement. Not every comment deserves analysis. Not every emotion deserves obedience. This is why Stoics appear calm in situations that break others. They are not unaffected. They are unattached. They let people be people, without letting people enter their inner world. And in doing so, they remain free. Freedom to the Stoic is not controlling others. It is not controlling circumstances. It is controlling the space between stimulus and response. That space is where overthinking dies. Because overthinking cannot survive without reaction. It needs attention. It needs resistance. It needs emotional fuel. Remove the fuel and the fire fades. Not violently, not dramatically. Naturally. Like water becoming still when you stop disturbing it. People will always speak. People will always misunderstand. People will always act from their own wounds. The Stoic does not try to fix this. He simply refuses to carry it. And in that refusal, the mind grows quiet. Not because life became easier, but because the inner world became stronger. This is emotional control, not dominance, not suppression, but awareness. And when awareness becomes habit, overthinking loses its grip, because no one can trigger a mind that no longer reacts unconsciously. And in that calm, steady place, you finally remember what peace feels like, not as silence imposed from outside, but as stillness chosen from within.